again? All right, we're up. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good evening, all.
Julia, there's no reason for Missy to be here, probably?
I believe that
Yeah, I don't think there's any need for engineering, for Shay and James tonight? No. Okay.
There isn't. This is a very light night. That's why I'd wanted to maybe just can it, but apparently there is the one item that I guess needs our attendance, and there's one other thing I'm going to bring up. So let's see here. The first order of business will be review and approval of the minutes of our June 10th, 2021 meeting.
I move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Probably not. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so these are approved. Okay. We have no plans to act on. Number 7. Number 7 was the one that I really want to have the meeting, but Ken is not here. What do we have to do to get him to come?
he had a familial commitment today, so I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah, let's see about the August one. The only thing that I have that is, because the August one would be, let me look.
Second Thursday?
Yes,
Yeah.
The 12th?
Yeah, the 12th I don't see why I would necessarily be there for that one. It's that following couple of days that I've got to get kids to college. It was that following week, that was the one. All right. So at our regular meeting on the 12th, please.
Yeah, I'll talk to him when
All right.
he's back in the office.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. I don't want to have to write a strongly worded letter. I hate writing strongly worded letters. It's not
said you're an attorney. But you do it so well.
Strongly worded letter.
I actually had a number of years ago. I wrote something up, and the woman who was my office manager at the time, I had her take a look at it. She looked at it. She looks up at me. She goes, "You are the most incredible person to capture the tone of calling someone an asshole without calling them an asshole." Because it comes that way. So yeah, I don't want to have to write a strongly worded letter, but please, let's do it. Because I have a couple of things we'd like to talk to him about. And you can even tell him it's okay. That ordinance thing, that's one of the things. We didn't know we had that tool. So thank you, appreciate it.
Just for along those lines, those are for properties that are dangerous, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do we have any ordinances that address residential properties that are being used as junkyards?
I think you'd consider it dangerous anyway. But no, the answer to that is no.
We've been talking about this for years.
We've been talking about this for years. We'll bring it up. We need to do something with some of these things. Yes, you're 100% right.
Blighted property, yeah.
But, but we have to try to at least start someplace. We go through.
Business on the.
We do have ordinances that cover people running obvious businesses on their residential property. But
businesses, but he said junkyard because they.
Well, that's just accumulate.
Some are junkyards, some are construction.
Well, there's abandoned cars and there's that sort of thing.
Right.
It becomes somewhat subjective because, what if the car's just there for a month because he's working on it?
Right.
And, but there are properties where the cars have been there for years.
Right.
Yeah. But in the end, doesn't this come down to more of a legal issue than it does a Ken Wolf issue?
But it has to start there.
Understood, but is he somewhat tied because, if you send a notice, but there's no teeth to it because the legal can't take over?
No, legal take over. Hang on. No, his notice is the legal start.
Understood, but if we can't then follow up on it and make sure that it gets done, because then...
It's not we can't. It's that it's not. You can't send somebody a zoning notice without there being a zoning ordinance that they think there's a violation of.
Right.
It doesn't, there's no,
So what are we discussing? Creating the proper ordinance?
No, I wanna know why.
Why we're not
Why
enforcing?
we're not enforcing anything?
That's my question.
Yes,
That's my question. Let's assume that Ken has thrown out 242 notices.
right.
What's the next step?
Why aren't they in court somewhere?
Exactly. That's my point.
Why not?
That's my point. It becomes a money issue. It becomes a money issue for the township because they now have to pay a lawyer
Yes,
to do this.
and, yes,
So isn't it as much of a supervisor question?
it is, but we gotta start somewhere.
Okay.
Because if they don't, I mean, I wanna at least try to kick. Okay. I wanna kick a horse, though.
I actually heard Ron Tarasek, and I've said it to him in front of him, so he might have even heard this before, because I've said it to him at one of these meetings. Pay me enough, and we'll clean this place up. That's exactly what he said. Couple $100,000 a year about, I think was what he threw out as a guesstimate.
Well, there should be a lot of time on his part.
That's right.
Exactly. I mean, it's not,
litigation.
yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Right.
Because A, as Scott will tell you, the violation notice goes out, then the follow-up goes out, then there's an appearance, then if the respondent, if that's what you call them, doesn't fix the problem, then the zoning officer once again sends out a notice, and this would be a notice then to appear before the magistrate, no?
Yes, and then you go from there, you go to the Court of Common Pleas.
fines would come
So he goes
Yes.
to the magistrate. Now, what
Yes.
Ken has told me many times, this is the magistrate dismisses it.
Yeah, but so what?
He does.
But who cares? You can appeal everything.
Right. So our attorney then would have to
Yeah.
take the magistrate's
Right.
decision.
You only need to do it a couple of times.
Right.
You don't need to go after 400, you need to go after
A
4.
couple of times, and then the magistrate goes, oh.
I don't give a shit, no, I don't care about the magistrate, you know, I care about the ones that are otherwise, believe me,
Yeah.
they talk.
Why would the magistrate dismiss it? Because he wants to be a nice guy?
I could not tell you what goes through his
It's
head.
any number of reasons you have to ask Ken. He's given me any number of reasons.
Okay. So the other thing too is if, let's say there's a property that has been abandoned, there's one on Franklin Hill that's been abandoned for years, as long as I can remember.
Yep.
And you send a notice to them and they just don't respond. At some point, the township needs to then go in and condemn it and.
Yeah, that's the dangerous
Act
structure.
90,
Right.
this dangerous thing, but also Act 90 exists for that very purpose.
Right.
It's nuisance, dilapidated building.
Mhm.
And it's there, we can invoke that. I went to a symposium.
Yes, we can invoke that,
Okay.
but they
all right.
don't.
Okay, so hopefully the supervisors will be there at that meeting too.
And if they won't, then we'll have to get another group of supervisors in here, or otherwise, we just move to adjourn and we all quit and we go
Or
home.
we make a recommendation that they do bum, 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 bum.
I mean, otherwise, no, seriously, otherwise, I mean, how many years we've been sitting here together?
Yeah,
What, you know,
this has come up so many times.
you know, but I would like to, we moved ahead modernization of our zoning ordinances,
Yeah.
and we did that took a few years, but I would like I'd like to sort of make this my next mini crusade, because the other one was a much larger project.
Well, I think it's good that we're having this discussion now, so we're sort of somewhat of like mind when we have the meeting.
Yeah.
Ken, just so we all understand what we're going forward with.
Right.
And I agree with it all, I wanted everybody to know that there's a dollar value associated with.
There is, there always is,
Yeah.
you know,
Is there any way to get the public involved? In other words.
Maybe the
can you-
neighbors.
Well, no, can you issue a notice that we're gonna have a meeting to discuss?
We do that every time there's a,
every time.
No, I mean, really publicize it, whether it's in social media or, you know, get the word out so that people that are concerned about their neighborhood or dilapidated properties or, buildings and that sort of thing, show up. Because if you do that, if you get enough people to show up, the news media is gonna show up.
yeah. Well, maybe we do that at the next meeting.
Maybe,
Maybe we do it at the second meeting, just so that we're not kicking the hornet's nest too
Yeah,
hard.
right now, we're spitballing, but at that meeting where we,
just an idea.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great idea.
yeah, I think maybe to get Ken in,
Yeah.
to get the air cleared
Let's
there.
pick a couple of things to do, pick a
Yeah.
couple ones to go after, then, believe me,
Yeah.
then all you need to do is pick a couple.
You said that before.
I have.
Good comment.
I have, you just gotta whack a couple of moles, the other ones stay down.
That's one way to look at it.
You're not my business.
metaphor.
I'm in the metaphor business tonight, that's right.
Okay,
Okay, new business, multimodal transportation fund notification letter. Is that this one, Julia?
Yep.
That's this July 2nd thing?
maybe we could get a briefing.
July 31st. Yeah, absolutely.
July 31? Oh, that's the, July 31 is apparently the deadline, which is why we have to meet.
Exactly.
All right.
Um,
Yeah, what is this exactly?
So this is a letter to the planning commission. The township is preparing to apply, for a $500,000 grant to the DCED for a multimodal transportation fund grant in order to, restore the old arch bridge on Green Mountain Drive. In order to do this, one of the requirements from DCED is to notify our planning commission and get a response from you, much like the one that you did, I believe, at your last meeting. Saying, yes, we're aware of this, conforms with our zoning, and we're excited this bridge is going to be repaired. We need this before the application deadline, which is July 31st, which is why we've asked you guys to address it now.
Okay. It is a beautiful two-span stone masonry bridge. Yeah, I mean, it is. I guess the restoration is gonna keep the stonework and such?
Yes,
Yeah.
So you need a letter from us, in fact, a statement out of this meeting?
correct, just like,
A motion?
you'll need a motion, Mr. Karasak prepared the last letter for you, so if you motion to have Mr. Karasak prepare the letter and send it on to the
And
township.
what was that last letter?
That was for the park up
That
along
would be, I
Smithfield,
believe, the
Middle-
DCED grant for,
Marshall's Creek.
Falls.
That was Marshall's Falls.
Yeah, that
Oh,
would be
yeah.
there too, yeah.
So why not just use that as a template letter and just substitute the wording?
Yeah, I'm sure that he'll be willing to make his work less.
Oh, that would be Ron's job
Yeah.
to draft that?
Ron prepared the last one, if you guys would like, I can definitely do that and give some draft letters for him to look over.
That would be terrific, actually.
So what do we do here? What act do you need from us?
Just a motion to, have Ron prepare the letter,
Yes.
saying that the,
So it's not really for us to approve, it's just that we've been noticed.
it's an acknowledgement that we have told you that we're planning on doing this project, and that, me,
So it's $500,000, how long will it take, do you know?
that,
I don't think it says.
Well, all we need to do is say that we agree in principle, right? The motion-
Samuel.
while I,
The motion should be that we agree in principle with the project.
Or we support the,
And we agree that the solicitor should prepare the letter
to that effect.
to that effect, and when the letter is complete, we approve it and sign it.
I don't think I even needed to sign the last one. I believe it's just that the motion itself from us is sufficient.
The letter.
Yeah, so make the motion then, Doug, that's fine.
Yeah, that's the motion,
Second.
what I just said.
Okay.
So we agree in principle with the grant application.
She's got it,
Yeah.
she's got it.
Yeah.
She doesn't need us to mess it up.
No. And David seconds, right? Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I do have a question for you. How was the $500,000 established? Was it put out for bid?
no, the way these things work is we have our engineer, Boucher and James, come up with a preliminary
Okay,
engineering.
they did that estimate, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I've got it.
No, I'm just curious. With $500,000, a lot of work to repair a bridge. I was just curious what they were doing.
So they are going to reconstruct the upstream pier nose, build scour holes with pumped grout material, repoint the grottos and spandrel walls, repair the voids throughout the stone masonry, parch the stone masonry, spandrels, archings, and grottos. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, my apologies. Repair and reconstruct the two wing walls, repoint two wing walls, remove excessive growth from the wing wall areas, install PennDOT approved transitions, approach guide rails, and end treatment, replace the hazard clearance signs, repair and repoint the masonry barrier parapet, and remove and replace the parapet capstone.
Got it.
So it's steel, stone, cement.
Yeah, there's a lot of stonework in there. That's okay.
Yeah.
We're repointing stones about $10 a square foot.
I'll bet.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
You know.
That's what it was a while ago.
If you can even find guys who'll do it,
Okay.
Exactly.
you
All right,
know?
what's next?
We have a map motion agreed and passed?
Yeah, now hang on one second, we have somebody come in here, is that, do we have somebody else? Yeah. Unmute him for a second, no, I know who that is, Samuel. Samuel, you there? Got him in? Samuel, can you hear me? Close.
Yeah, Jonathan moved, he isn't moved.
Samuel Strasser, he actually lives in what was the pagoda on the other side of Capu Drive.
Sorry, Julia, you know what DC?
Is it Sterling's son?
Just one of the family. Samuel, can you hear me? I know why he's here, because he was here because he wanted to talk to Ken Wolf.
It doesn't look like they have an audio.
Okay. Well,
We should be able to hear you.
if you should be able to hear me. So Samuel, if you hear me,
Yeah, it was,
okay. I just want to do this because I know he's here for that. Ian? All right. So Samuel, if you can hear me? Yeah.
Samuel's frozen up there.
Samuel, can you hear us? Can you hear me now?
All right.
Ken Wolf's not here.
Ken Wolf is not here, Samuel. So he's actually, we're gonna put a little more pressure to him to come for our August meeting, the second Thursday in August, which will be August 12th. Because I know that's why you in particular wanted to be here. But I want you to know that it'll be August 12th, okay? All right. Now, let's go to the next item. Date, everybody available for a work session meeting, Julia?
yes, this is related to the, proposed changes to the economic development zone. The board would like to have a joint meeting with you guys so they can go over the changes, discuss what's happening and figure that out. The first date that we proposed is taking someone back to college.
Yes.
So we figured we would kick it out to you at this time, ask you what times work for you, maybe 3 dates, let's say, and then we can compare it to the Board of Supervisors schedule and find a date that works for everyone.
All right.
August is bad for me suddenly. Actually, from sort of the end of this month to August.
And I will not be here the week of September 13th. I would be here for the normal September 9th planning commission.
Can I just ask, why wouldn't we do it at the night of our usual meeting? Why not make one
Because
of our?
supervisors don't like to come to our meetings. They'd rather go to 4 o'clock.
Oh.
That's typically the way it's been. The meetings have been at 4 o'clock.
We meet before theirs or,
Yeah, that's the way we've always done it in the past.
When are their meetings?
I'm really kind of.
Their meetings are the second Tuesday of the month at 4, and then the fourth Tuesday of the month at 7.
So that would be 14 and 28 in September? Yes. Second Tuesday and fourth Tuesday.
one of them is 7 p.m.
I believe they did want to do this one at 7 p.m. because part of the reason to have this meeting is to involve the public.
So that would be, then I would think Tuesday, September 28th would probably be the one that you want to do it with them.
They actually wanted to have a separate meeting for this because they wanted to allow separate time for a discussion. Our meetings in general run kind of long anyway, and we did not want to force everyone to sit by.
Right.
2 hours to get all of the regular business done, and then another hour on.
Let's consider it.
Pick a date, and listen, I don't mean to say I can't, just pick a date in August.
Can you Zoom us?
After the 4
No, but the later the better.
After the 4 o'clock meeting, it would be like 5, they did it that night? Or don't they wanna do it after one of their scheduled meetings?
We definitely could consider that, just be prepared that if their meeting runs long, you guys might be pushed back to 5:30.
What if we come at 3:30?
Well, people are working though, they want the public to come.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the August meetings for the supervisors would be 10 and 24?
That's correct.
10 is the afternoon meeting, 24 is the evening meeting.
Correct.
I could do it on the 10th. If we wanted, you said whatever it was.
No, you,
10
August,
three.
So their meeting would be at 4 o'clock, so feasibly, if we plan on for 6, we should
6 o'clock on August 10th?
well away from anything that you.
Supervisors won't be very fresh.
That's all right, we can beat them up better. I mean, we could do it August 10th, or I could do it on or we could do it on or then it would have to be 24th.
Good for the town.
24th is better for me.
I could do that, either one, for Milwaukee, the 11th.
24th?
What time would you?
Well, the 24th is the evening one?
Yeah, that would be the 7th.
So would it be before that?
So you'd want it before that, right?
And as long as you guys are okay with kind of the discussion, if it goes on longer.
Than an hour?
regular meeting.
I don't want to listen to myself for more than an hour.
Okay,
So do you want to do it at 4:30? Or no, 7?
I don't wanna listen to
their
you for
meeting's
more
at
than an hour
7,
either.
so maybe.
No, why the hell would anybody want to listen to me?
Let's do it at 4.
You could do it at 4.
Okay.
Even 5:30 to give yourself, time and a little bit of thought.
Okay, we can do that. I'll put it in tentatively at 4 then.
The later one, August 28th.
August 24th,
That's good.
yeah.
I could maybe make that.
At 4 p.m., is that?
Yeah. I assume we can adjust that time if they want to adjust it a little bit, that's all right.
Is there an agenda of the topic of discussion? We can kind of be prepared,
This would be solely on the economic development.
but what specifically with it?
There are changes that are proposed to be made, a lot of them are technical, adding definitions and whatnot. I think I can get a hold of that.
Well, that would make it a little.
Yeah, that'll make it more efficient if you have the
Yeah.
sort of items that they're looking for, that'd be great, Julia.
So what was the date and time again? I missed it.
Oh, never mind, can't do it on 24th. Shit, I forgot about that. Wait. Hold on. Why is that? That's not me, we're good. Sorry. I looked at the wrong calendar, it said beach day, that's not me, that's Vic. I looked at the wrong one, I'm good. Sorry for the panic.
So it's
That
the
sounds wet.
24th
Yes.
at 4:30?
4, let's say 4, and then if you need to adjust it, we'll at least block it out for. Now then, all right. Wonderful. Now, you sure you wanna do this? This is the email we got earlier today. Bruce? Danny?
Andy, that's Andy.
Bruce Sandy. Sandy. All right. You're interested in being on the planning commission? All right. Thank you for coming. Ultimately, as you know, we don't make the decision. It's the supervisors that appoint. Tonight's not really, indicative of the kinds of things we generally do. Because often we'll have plans or proposals, such as that, with, engineers and so forth. But, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, you might as well, while you're at it here.
About myself, I own a sheet metal shop in New York. I own an iron shop in New York. I've done major projects all over New York. Trump Towers, Trump City. I work for HRH, Geller Construction.
Are you retired now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm retired.
Did you get paid on those projects?
Trump screwed me on the first one. But I got him on the next one after that. I never finished the job until I had final payment in my hand, and it cleared the bank. I never brought any equipment in, never did any tie-ins on it. I've dealt with idiot architects, engineers. For one example, Montefiore Hospital, they put a wing on, and we're building the operating rooms, and I look out for the fresh air intake, it's right above the loading dock. And he just told me, do what you told him to do. So I put all the ductwork in, I didn't tie it in, and I knew it was all coming out. And I got paid, they just put it in, take it out, put a new one in.
You live, over across from the JCL, aren't you over there somewhere?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
In a new community in the front.
Yeah.
We've been dealing with issues for
Yeah, you said you have a community board?
I started it.
Oh, boy.
Up here. I started it, we're finally gonna get our roads done, that was finally done. We still have an issue with the bank.
Okay.
They have not given us the, paper for owning the property.
Okay.
So, we haven't proceeded. We were at, last year in October, the lawyers and the whole line, who's gonna pay for what, and this and that. I was there because I started everything. I didn't make the decision because I stopped that community. I would have never settled. You built the community, you pay for the road to be done. Not where we gotta pay some. The bank made a fortune. I threatened the bank, we're going to stock exchange. But once you have a lawsuit, they gotta tell their stockholders about it. Presently, I'm the commander of the American Legion in East Stroudsburg.
Oh, yeah, I did read that in your, okay.
Turning the whole place around, redoing the whole place. So there's no one jumping here. All new roofs and parking lot, the whole place is all painted up, fixing the pavilion up, putting more programs in. Just gonna start a new bingo on Monday nights for, Special Olympics.
Is that the one by Zacharias Pond?
Yeah. Well, North Entry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rosemary Brown's son is gonna be doing a Eagle Scout project for us over there. We have a cannon.
Is that where it's gonna go?
We have a cannon, and he's gonna build a concrete pad for us to put it on. We have the shells to put around it. He's gonna build us a new, flag retirement pit, because we do current flags there, and the ceremony for it and all. Trying to get back to the community. We just started this year, the Legion baseball team, and we only won one game this year, but it's all. So, and we're also just getting involved with, East Stroudsburg Little League is going to the States. So, they came to us for funding, and I don't have a problem with it. That's what we're there for the community. Unfortunately, I was gonna have a blood bank this month, and then I had to go have my chest reopened. I had surgery 7 years ago, and all the wires. And they'll take them out.
Good, so the supervisors know you're interested?
I dealt with Ken, that's why I was trying to tell you about that car issue. We had a guy in our community, didn't have a plate, no registration on it, up on things for the longest time. Kent went there, fines went all, the guy came here, and Germano said, why you bring this nonsense to me for? Right. Wow. That's what he said. Wow. That's very typical. Yeah.
Right.
Work it out amongst yourselves. That's what he does. Yep. You were when we were finding people for not paying assessments for years.
Yeah, I know.
You can't do that. Doesn't work that way.
It didn't work that way before. It never really worked that way very well, but thanks for showing the interest.
Yeah.
And as I said, the supervisors know you're interested, right? Are you on,
Is he
you got an agenda for the supervisors perhaps?
They just text me today about this and.
Okay.
I met him at a legal.
Right now, so I can't check the
Oh,
agenda.
that's fine.
But I will find out, and if you are on the agenda for the upcoming meeting, I will certainly.
He said something about the 14th and the 20th.
Yeah, those are the.
That's what he said.
Oh, those are the August ones.
They're actually the July ones.
July ones?
Yeah, we had to move both of them because normally on the 13th is when they would meet. But the, Monroe County thing, needs to discuss the use of ARPA funds. On that day at 3:30, our board members will be there for that. And then two of our board members will not be available the week of the 27th, for that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, terrific.
I do a lot of legal stuff. I go to every ceremony, I was over there, I'm now doing the taxes. The Eagle,
Oh, do you?
the American flag, but it's a day, no, it's looking at a challenge point. Eagle Scout challenge point. And this way they can carry it and remind themselves.
Yeah.
It's tough. What they accomplished. I got 2 more coming up in August, I've done about, last month. Are you a scout? I was a scout. I actually have a degree in scouting. I have a master's degree in scouting. Did you get to, I didn't get the Eagle. No. I went to Vietnam.
Well, thanks for coming and showing your interest.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know,
I like to be involved.
Good. So do we.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, then I'll.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've noticed that the parks are not being well taken care of. Is that something that we can address with the supervisors of the commission? I mean, like, for example, over at the Menacing Park, the trails that they created,
Yeah.
weeds growing up in the trails, it's like a quarter of the trail is you can't even walk on. And then the park building, where am I, right over here, it's just got weeds growing out of the gutters, it just doesn't seem like it's being maintained.
You mean Russ's old house?
Well, yeah, it wasn't Russ's, but it was his grandmother's.
The grandmother's, right?
Grandmother's house, yeah. It's now the park building.
I'd say bring it up.
Yeah, I saw the weeds in the gutters.
Should I send an email or just ask,
I'd say when we get, well, you're gonna send it around for when we're gonna have the joint meeting anyway.
Yeah.
I'd say one thing I'd like to add is that.
Robert's kind of the shepherd of the park, it seems to me. He's
Yeah,
very much involved in it. Maybe send him.
yeah, let's just.
I'll send him an email.
Yeah, do that,
Yeah.
He is currently out.
Yeah, he's in Spain.
If you want a copy of that.
Yeah,
Okay.
copy everybody. We can all chime in.
Terrific. And move we adjourn.
He's got a lot of money invested in, hate to see it go down.
Yeah, right. I'd hate to see it go by the wayside. It's a nice old house. Even all the stuff is nice.
Well, even the
park is nice, it's really,
I mean,
it's nice.
it really is, it gets
very
a lot of
pleasant.
use.
It does get a lot of use. I can't tell you, more than a few times, I've swung over and eaten lunch on my way back from, Milford. We're going back over to the office.